Hello and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena we are on high alert. Yes, we are playing the wall defender deck, and we are not playing it as defensively as you may be used to. This is a secret kind of mega beatdown strategy, because the idea is if you can play an early wall and another wall-ish thing and a way to attack with them, you can beat down very quickly for very lethal. And tower defense, giving +0/+5 and gaining reach till end of turn, is an insane pump spell when you're talking about pumping power instead of toughness. So this is a pretty sweet deck. Tetsuko Umezawa Fugitive says that creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. That includes herself, and it includes all of these 0-4s and 0-5s and things of that nature. Picking out what walls and what defenders to play in the deck was a little interesting. There's a few things I cut. A Boreal Grazer is one that everybody lobbies for, but I don't really need the ramp here since our curve stops at 4, and playing Arcades on 4 is usually perfectly fine. So that card didn't make the cut. What I also found is I needed different sizes. I could have an endless amount of 0-3s. Like if I put in here Defender, I mean, I could have Novice Knight, and I could have just a whole bunch of like 0-3 cards like Portcullis Vine and Sultai Caretaker, which also is a kind of ramp. It can make mana. And I cut those, and the reason for cutting those cards was because I found that none of them could block a Goblin Chain Whirler that was beating down very well. And instead, I've subbed in more 0-4s to get different sizes. Tower Defense fits that bill. The Teo the Shield Mage is not a card I want to cut because of its ability to give me hexproof and make multiple defenders, and those are 0-3s. So having different sizes I found really important. This is an 0-4, this is an 0-4 with reach, and this is an 0-5. So having some of those higher numbers seems to matter a lot against red. Then we have the High Alert, the Arcades package, and Teferi Time Raveler. This card I added to the deck as one, a way to buy some time using the -3 to bounce, say, a Runaway Steamkin or something like that, draw a card. 2, the passive ability that lets the opponent only play spells when they could play a sorcery means they can't interact on your turn with the cards that make this deck powerful. They can't counter, bounce, or remove a card like Tetsuko, High Alert, or Arcades on your turn. So these come down and either make the creatures unblockable, or High Alert and Arcades comes down and makes them able to attack, or this could all happen at once, along with a tower defense potentially, and the opponent's just dead. And they don't get a chance to, say, kill the Arcades before you get to attack, or play a Merfolk Trickster and tap down the Arcades and prevent everything from attacking. Nope, Teferi shuts that nonsense down. And as frustrated as you might be by Teferis in every deck, they printed this card that was a bit too strong, and even our janky builds would be weaker if we don't take advantage of it. So now let's go out there, let's play some games and see what kind of crazy games we can get with the High Alert, all walls, defender, some would say Donald Trump-ish style of strategy. This opening hand lacks green mana. It does have 2 High Alerts, but only 1 defender. It's on the play. I'm not sure about this, because if I draw a green source, it's okay, and I have to draw more defenders. It is missing like a good amount of things, but it does have the key card ×2. But it seems like just a very weak hand. I don't feel like this deck mulligans well at all, though, because anytime you're missing a key card, it just can't curve out and do what it needs to do. But even then we have doubles, which is a lot like a mulligan. So I'm going to take a mulligan. We're going to get our different colors and our key cards and a better hand, especially if we draw another land. So I feel fortunate, and I'm glad to keep this one. That tower defense is also a kind of key card, but we don't have that many defenders, and we need to draw land for our 3-drops, so I'm going to bottom it. And we'll pay 2 life and get a Resolute Watchdog on the scene. I want to take a moment at the start of this video, and this watchdog, of course, is here, so this was going to also kind of be my cue card, but thank you to everybody who watched the Angel Cat Tribal video and heard the story of my poor cat, Angel, who passed away. And many of you did actually donate money. The income from the video itself was around $50. I didn't expect to have a lot of ad revenue from that video. Not many people are tremendously interested in angels and cat tribal, but thanks to donations from my viewers, we will be donating $175, or we all have already donated $175 to the cherry. It's called the Cherry Blossom Humane Society here in Grand Traverse County. They call it Cherryland. We make a lot of cherries. Don't ask too many questions about that. But our local Humane Society is receiving $175 from the CGB universe. So thank you all very, very much for that. And as we say nice things about charity, we smash in for brutal amounts, 6 damage with high alert, unblockable on turn 3, as the deck is doing exactly what we all fear it would do. Evolution Sage, some kind of a proliferate deck. Let's see, I think I can adjust my volume a little bit. I'm very sorry to anybody who feels it's too loud. Maybe we can just take it to about there. I like the background music. It definitely varies between intense and quiet, and lately in my videos it's been almost inaudible, so I tried turning it up. Now I don't know about that. Don't know if that was a good choice. All right, so in brutal fashion, I think that the play is to get our other watchdog on the battlefield, pay 2 life, drop our Teferi Time Raveler, use the ability to bounce away the Sage, and go smash smash. Down to 8 with 9 unblockable damage sitting on the battlefield. We're against some strange kind of mono-green proliferate deck, and it doesn't look like it's going to quite hold up against the epic beating that is Resolute Watchdogs and the fugitive Umezawa. As if to top it off, Arcades the strategist, but we don't need to play Arcades. This is a lethal swing all on its own. Okay, we've got a good curve where we go Watchdog into Wall of Mist into Teo. We have a tower defense. We just have to draw one of those 8 ways for our walls to attack, and this hand is absurdly good and can end the game very early. So we'll keep the 7 and see what our opponent's got for us. It's a Plains. I'll pay 2 life to get my Watchdog online. This deck reminds me most of a zoo deck, a deck that just tries to play very high power and toughness 1, 2, and 3 drop creatures. The only catch is we don't get to attack unless we draw a very particular card. And speaking of that card, I could play a Wall of Mist here, but I could also play a Wall of Runes to get a Scry and try to find one of those cards. It's kind of an interesting dilemma. Plus, I can avoid shocking with this land, so I think we can try that. Here's the wall. A 4th land is interesting, but I need basically to give myself every opportunity possible to hit our high alert and to hit our Arcades as soon as we can, so that we can throw a big attack at the opponent. They're going to be gaining life, of course, from crashing in with this Bishop Soldier and doing their vampire things. Never mind, maybe they won't. It's fine with me too. Here's Teo the Shield Mage. My creatures are hexproof.
Talk to the wall.
Talk to the wall? I've never heard that one. That's pretty sick. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. Talk to the wall, man. Not to the face. Just, I mean, what next? We put L's on foreheads again? We go back to the 90s completely? What do you think? Goodness gracious. All right, Vampire. You can see the matchmaking algorithm doesn't know what to do with all these draft commons and uncommons in these defenders, so we get different matchups from the usual mono reds. Missing that land drop. Here's a Wall of Mist. Here's another 0-3. What a good dude. I don't know if his hexproof for me ability is going to turn off much from the vampire side, but who knows? Champion of Dusk. Ooh. Draw some cards. Wow. Slam that rare. Now you've got that that epic problem of too many cards in your hand to solve. Not a land. Oof. All right. Guess I'll be here, just hanging out, that bottoming of that land. The deck shuffled up the perfect hand for me. I think it was the right thing to do at the time. I had access to 3 lands and no Arcades, but now I've drawn 2 Arcades and a tower defense in a row since that moment. All right, you got a Pride Mate. What are you gonna do? Johnny's welcome. My God. Their whole hand is coming to the battlefield. All of it. Trying to decide how to kill something, and they go after the Watchdog. Okay. Watchdog down from murder. You murdered my puppy. Now you must die. For the good of the land. Yep. You should definitely attack with your lifelinkers. It's 100% right. I mean, I'll block. It's kind of weird. I'm still going to block all the things. Don't get that part twisted. Triggers. High alert. Doesn't give my boys vigilance. And nothing here is good against the Pride Mate, so I just have to let the Pride Mate swing, hopefully at my Teo or my face, and then next turn we tower defense up and hope the high alert is still on the battlefield. Do not Ixalan's bind it. Don't do it. Don't do it. War Leader, sure. Looks good. You got 21 life, what are you gonna do? You have any idea how hard I plan to smash you? Oh, now they're like, wait, where did this power come from? Oh, no way. Are they really doing this? Oh, you should chicken out, though. You should really chicken out. You want to turn your 1/1s into bigger things? I'm cynical. I'm so skeptical of what's going on right here. Okay. I mean, there might be like a moment of triumph, I guess. And that's the creature that the moment of triumph would most want to be on. I could just take 1 and not risk a moment of triumph killing one of my 3/3s when I'm about to have a tower defense, but I still think this is fine. Get him off the board. And it doesn't look like there's a moment of triumph or any shenanigans of that nature. Our opponent, they're just committed to the Pride Mate plan. We did it. We did it, Internet. Now, they might have a seal away. That's not stopping me. Hiya. Are you ready? Each one of these is plus 20 power? No, 25 power. Each one of these is plus 25 power. Tower defense. Tower defense. You die. Got the job done. That's all you can say. All right, we have an Arcades, a Teo, and 2 tower defense. It's not a great hand, but it has one of the key pieces. I think we put our faith in the deck to deliver some 1 and 2 drops so that we have a curve. So far, deck says, forget you. I'm not giving you nothing. I guess having an untapped blue is best for the Wall of Runes. That's like our ideal perfect draw, but then we don't have a white available without Pain, so I guess it will be Temple Garden. Those are both rare lands. That's a Swiftblade Vindicator. Boom! That coughs up a Wall of Mist. You'll have to go really big to get over this one. And the opponent looks at their hand of like 3 pump spells that are 1 mana each and says, oh, I can go big. In theory, we could take the damage, but if the opponent's going to use pump spells to get through this, let's make them do it. Let's just make them throw their pump spells now. We're going to have to block this thing someday. Hentmoot Sprint to the bottom. What else you got? And 5 more for good measure. Suck it. All right. Shield Mage it up.
My protection. You can put me out front.
Opponent's poking around. It's like, well, I already threw 2 things into the wind. Here comes a 10th District Legionnaire. And a Reckless Rage. Alright. To the top. So Feather probably, or another pump spell. I guess we shall see. Opponent with a pretty ideal draw, and I am not in a place to do anything about it. Ignoring the Shield Mage. This is whenever you cast... Whenever a creature with Defender enters the battlefield. Okay, so I get an immediate rebate here with the Shield Mage. I've actually never been able to pull this little combo off.
I'll block them off.
All right, there we go. Arcades is here. And Arcades is the key to my defenders attacking, so Arcades is not going to get in front of these creatures, even though I'm at 8. I don't know. More rages that are reckless. I guess we'll have to see how the opponent attacks here. If they attack with neither, they're short a pump spell. Ooh, it's interesting. So we definitely want to leave up the tower defense. We can play the Wall of Runes draws us a card, so let's at least start there. See what we see. Oh, I could have scryed first if I reordered those triggers. My brain didn't work. A high alert is not necessary as long as I have the Arcades. It's redundant. So I'm going to bottom it for now. And my plan is to have tower defense ready to defend Arcades at every turn. So I could play the Fugitive, but I'm not worried about that. I'm going to play another Wall of Runes instead. And another land is not what I need. So having up tower defense is good. I can play a tap land here. May as well make it a source of... I guess it doesn't matter. These all produce green right now, so I'll use the Hallowed Fountain. And can I attack with the Arcades? I guess with a tower defense ready to go, I may as well, because these are pretty much going to be on the battlefield, able to battle with these no matter what. This chip shot might matter, we'll see. It has Vigilance anyway, so I'm not missing out. It's a keyword, the Vigilance on Arcades is something I forget really often, because usually it comes down and the game kind of ends instantly when I get to attack, so I don't normally get the option of attacking there with that dragon. I forgot about the Vigilance briefly. Vigilance means it's a free attack. Just frickin' do it, CGB. Overthinking stuff. Fast forward me if you hate my overthinking face. Aurelia, holy crap. Alright. What's the plan? Are we attacking? Wow. Wow. Well, you're not gonna like what you find. And the opponent's tapped out too, so block, defense. I also have combat tricks. Mine go a little bigger. Yeah, that's gonna be lethal, right? The opponent can block with the Aurelia, and what are they going to take? 18? I guess it's not quite lethal. Depends on if they block the Strategist. If I leave them with nothing, though, and this has Vigilance, we're in good shape. Do you block or don't you? It's a tough call. There it is. Defense! Part 2! Down to 1. Now, unfortunately, we do not kill the Mighty Aurelia. The way that the tower defense works, it's gonna, and the way that Arcades works, it's going to like boost that toughness, but it says whenever a creature with Defender assigns combat damage, and Arcades is not a Defender. So, not the same effect that we were probably looking for there. Now, if Aurelia attacks here, I will block. I don't want to risk some kind of a crazy pump spell conclusion to the game. And the thing is, I still have Tetsuko to attack unblockable for the final point of damage. So there's a sprint. It will kill the Arcades, but it will not stop the Tetsuko. If I didn't have the Tetsuko, I'm taking the damage and just hoping that I survive. And that'll get him. Well, we need to draw more walls, but the mana's good and we have the payoffs. So I feel like I have to try it. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Red mana, get you Lava Runner. It's on like Donkey Kong. Should I shock to play a Wall of Runes? Yeah, let's at least make it hard for our opponent if they are trying to do light up the stage shenanigans. Start blocking from turn 1. Show me another defender. Perfect. Perfect. That's what we wanted. 4 toughness. Very key against these decks. Alright, let's get you down. Let's hope that you're just like, how do I light the stage with this going on? Alright, you can go here, you can go here. If the opponent wants to shock or try to burn their way through, we have to use up their removal somehow. And it's a lightning strike, okay? So this turn is going to be a high alert turn, but we're going to hold back our creature. Attacking with it, fun and all, but against the red deck, I don't think that makes enough sense. We want to start trading our creatures for one of their creatures and one of their burn spells going forward. The stage got lit. Wizard's Lightning revealed. Does the opponent throw one of their creatures into the 4/4? They do not. So, we could play Teferi, bounce one of their things. I think that Teferi will just die a horrific death. Let's instead pay 2 life, as much as I hate it, but get an Arcades down. We still don't have great attacks here, but Arcades with Vigilance can start chipping away. And we sort of want the opponent to focus on the Arcades, try to kill it. Then we will, of course, turn up the heat with a second Arcades. Yep, there's a strike. So that's a 2-for-1. Does the opponent kill the Wall of Runes? They have a Fanatical Firebrand, and that's it. Okay. Here's other Arcades. And we'll play this tapped. And this Arcades we don't want to block with if we can help it. If we can avoid it at all, we do not want to block with it. Our opponent has a Chandra. It's decent. Now, one thing we can do with our Time Raveler is bounce our own Wall of Runes and replay it to draw a card and get the scry. Could be a lot of fun. Shock Face. Yeah, do what you gotta do. So because there's a high alert on the battlefield, creatures you control assign combat damage equal to its toughness rather than its power. The Arcades can take out the Chandra. The problem is it puts us right down to 3, so I don't think that's even a good play. I like these a lot better, and getting some attacks in. Let's start, though, with this Wall of Runes, because we might be able to find a tower defense to try to close out the game. So, scry first, draw second, something I forgot to do in the last game. It's another creature with reach. I mean, and it's a 4/4 for 2, along with a 5/5 for 2. That is the Wall of Mist, and draw 2 cards. It's not bad. It doesn't help us too much if we're going to get burnt out, but it's something. I guess I'll take one more shot at a tower defense by playing this Wall of Mist before I attack, because we still might draw it. It was a green card and I had a moment, so we'll save this one till after combat, not let the opponent know what our next play is, and let's go face. Now we're just trying to close this game out before the opponent can do what's going to be 7 damage to our face after they activate this Firebrand. Alright, now we'll play the Sundew. Hit another land, say go. Dig, dig, dig. Even if they kill the Arcadias, we have high alert, so these creatures are attacking. Our opponent's at 15. They can block here. They're going face. Wow, they are all in now. They hit a Wizard's Lightning. Is their last card a Shock or a Firebrand? It can't be because they're playing the Lava Runner. So if they block here and block here, they're still taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, but they scoop it up. I guess with Teferi Time Raveler, we can block one of their creatures and then they die. But I don't think they knew that. But I'll take it. I'll take it. We got there. Red was smashed. I hope that you enjoyed these games with the Bant Walls Arcades strategy. It can be very fun on the right draws. It does an absolutely silly amount of damage, an absolute craziness. I played it on my stream for Twitch Sub Tuesday, which is a time when my Twitch subs, who are either Twitch Prime members, because you get a free sub with Amazon Prime, or you pay $4.99 a month, or in some cases more. There's a $9.99 tier and a $24.99 tier. I have some super fans who subscribe to that. But my Twitch subs who pay or subscribe with Twitch Prime, they get to tell me what to play on Tuesday of every week. And sometimes we do a bonus one if we get enough subs within a week. And this is one of the decks I was asked to play. It was really fun. And when I have a really fun list like that I end up playing on Twitch, I bring it over here to YouTube. So all that to be said, if you are a YouTube viewer and you want me to play a deck of your choice, that is a way that you can do it. You can also head over to my Patreon. There is a way to get me to record a video about a deck of your choice. It's one of my Patreon tiers, so you might want to check that out. And of course, if you have any questions, you can leave them in comments or you can contact me. Usually Twitter or Discord. DM is, if you have direct questions for me, that's the best way to do it. A link to my Discord should be in the description of every video, as well as my Twitter, and you can get a hold of me if you need to. Thank you very much for watching this video, and as always, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.